How did you feel this week when you found out Bob Dylan was turning 80 years old? Were you surprised? Did it make you question your own mortality? Or did you just figure mathematically that makes sense? His first album came out in the early 60s. It's 2021, so he's probably 80 years old. Well, whatever your reaction, let's take a moment to reflect on his massive musical output. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. This is my closet full of all the stuff that I love, and today we're going to celebrate Bob Dylan's 80th birthday. I'm going to share some items from my collection. Hopefully there will be a few surprises for you, and then at the end I'll give you a few recommendations. Let's begin with this Bob Dylan collection. This is a rather large CD box set. There's 15 CDs in here representing Dylan's career. And I actually bought this many years ago at Costco when Costco used to sell CDs and CD box sets and DVDs and Blu-rays. I'm not going to go through every single one of these because there's just so many, but let's take a look what's inside here very quickly. So in chronological order, we have The Free Will in Bob Dylan, Another Side of Bob Dylan, Bring It All Back Home. This is when he first recorded with electric instruments. Highway 61 Revisited. His double album, Blonde on Blonde. John Wesley Harding. His very popular and kind of countrified album, Nashville Skyline, with the famous duet with Johnny Cash. Planet Waves, which reunited him with his old group, The Band. And after this, they went on tour together and made a live album called Before the Flood. And I was lucky enough to see that tour at the Forum here in Los Angeles. Blood on the Tracks, which many consider possibly his best album. Desire. Street Legal. Slow Train Coming, which is his Christian period. Infidels. Oh Mercy, which I think is a little underrated. This was produced by Daniel Lanois, who worked with U2 and Brian Eno and other band, Robbie Robertson, and he lends sort of an atmospheric, almost spacey quality to the song. So it's an interesting collaboration. And then Love and Theft. Now this box set is out of print. So, and Amazon has it listed for about $400. There's actually another CD box set with 47 CDs, and that's listed for $995. A few other single CDs I have include the live one, Hard Rain, A Time Out of Mind. I was very lucky to see him in concert at the El Rey Theater when this album came out, and the El Rey Theater only seats about 700 people. So that was quite the event. Modern Times. And then he did a standards album, and I thought this really worked well. It's got some very lush orchestral arrangements on it, and I think he really worked on his vocals a lot on this album, and I think he pulled it off, and I think he gave good interpretations to each song and made them come alive. And then he followed this up with a 3 CD set of nothing but standards called Triplicate. There's also a bootleg series continuing for Bob Dylan, and this one is called The Best of the Cutting Edge. This is the bootleg series volume 12. It's 1965 to 1966, and this is really just a 2 CD sampler of the deluxe edition, which is 6 CDs. And this includes unreleased songs, rehearsals, outtakes, and alternate versions of songs from the 3 albums, Bringing It All Back Home, Highway 61 Revisited, and Blonde on Blonde. Now I almost went all the way and got the complete 6 CD box set, but 1 CD in that box set is nothing but different versions of Like a Rolling Stone. And I thought, all right, that's a little bit overkill. But this is a good sample, good representation of what's on that box, that bigger box set. And it comes with the 2 CDs. and then a nice booklet which explains the importance of those 3 albums to Bob Dylan's career, and then it gives details on every single track, who was on it, when it was recorded, etc. Now I did, however, go for the complete box set of this one. This is Bob Dylan, More Blood, More Tracks. This is the bootleg series, volume 14, the deluxe edition, and this is all about blood on the tracks, rehearsals, outtakes, alternate versions, and includes this very nice box with some pictures inside there. And it has very nice hardbound book of different photographs and writings and memorabilia on this nice, beautiful, full-color glossy paper, including, as you can see, some of his handwritten notes and lyrics. And then a second hardbound book with the details about every single one of the tracks on here and the story behind them. And then there are the 6 CDs housed inside here. And actually, some of the alternate versions of some songs I prefer to the finished versions on Blood on the Tracks, such as Idiot Wind and You're a Big Girl Now. I just think they have more feeling and more emotion and depth to them. This box set is called Bob Dylan, The Rolling Thunder Review, the 1975 live recordings. This is a 14 CD document of the Rolling Thunder Review live tour, and it has a nice little booklet which is all about the tour, which was rather unusual, and then it includes who appeared each night, and it has 3 CDs of rehearsals, and then double CDs of each concert. Most of the songs were rearranged from the original album versions. Each tour usually begins with Dylan solo or with Joan Baez doing mostly acoustic material. And then the second set is the full band, and a lot of the material comes from the Desire album. The set lists really don't vary that much from night to night. Some of the other guests include Roger McGuinn, Scarlett Rivera on violin. She was on the Desire album. And T-Bone Burnett, Mick Ronson, Joni Mitchell, Allen Ginsberg. There's also a documentary about this tour that Martin Scorsese directed. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. And finally, I want to take a look at some tribute albums. Now, this one's really not a tribute album because Dylan appears in it, but it's the 30th anniversary concert celebration. This was a concert celebrating Dylan's 30 years of recording in 1992, recorded in Madison Square Garden. It's a 2 CD set, and it has various artists on here, as you can see, ranging from Stevie Wonder to Lou Reed to Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Eric Clapton, Neil Young, Chrissie Hynde, the band, George Harrison, Tom Petty. And sadly, there's a note on the inside here, in memoriam, all the people that he worked with, and who many of whom showed up on this concert and who are no longer with us. And sadly, we do have to add Tom Petty to that list. This one is sort of a tribute album. It's really a soundtrack to the film I'm Not There, which is a film that I guess is about Dylan. I couldn't really quite understand the film. I didn't think it was very good. But the soundtrack's interesting. It's a 2 CD set and various artists on here. Some of whom I've never heard of, but others like Sonic Youth, Eddie Vedder, Los Lobos, Jeff Tweedy, and the Black Keys. And then the last tribute album I want to show you is called Chimes of Freedom, The Songs of Bob Dylan. This is a benefit album for Amnesty International. It's a 4 CD set, so it's pretty exhausting, really. And but you have a wide range of artists on here, ranging from Adele to Dave Matthews Band to Jackson Browne, Chris Christopherson, My Morning Jacket, Pete Townsend, Ziggy Marley, Sting. And like most of these tribute albums, it's hit and miss. Some are done really well, some not so much. There are a couple of other ones I would like to mention. One I mentioned before in another episode. That's Brian Ferry's album, Dylan-esque. And then Chrissie Hynde of The Pretenders just brought out an album of nothing but Dylan songs called Standing in the Doorway. In his great solo album, Plastic Ono Band, John Lennon has a song, God, and it includes the line, I don't believe in Zimmerman. Zimmerman, of course, being Dylan's real last name. But we still believe in Dylan, don't we? And on his album Tempest, Bob Dylan has a song called Roll On John, which is a very touching tribute to John Lennon. And if you haven't heard that one, I suggest you check that one out. Dylan's latest album, Rough and Rowdy Ways, is very good and includes the epic song Murder Most Foul. And also I recommend Dylan's memoir, Chronicles, Volume 1. And I'm not a big fan of rock and roll memoirs because I think they tend to be kind of repetitive, all about their shenanigans and their drug use. But this one I thought was very good. Now, all the music I share with you today can be found on a streaming service. The only exception would be the real big box sets. Usually there's only a sample of those cuts on the streaming services. And of course, you can purchase most everything that I showed you today as well. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment or a suggestion. Leave a thumbs up. I prefer you don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors and your Dylan fans. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.